Kimi, and this is the Observations with Otsu with a little bit of a twist because I've been really pissed off today and for the past weekend about a lot of other things going on, but I figured I also haven't done an observations video in a couple weeks now. Um, so I thought I'd just put it all together, right? And so this is just kind of shooting from the hip, off the cuff kind of thing because I don't really give a crap right now. Um, you know, I've been busy with a lot of things outside of crypto, but also things relative to crypto that just really pissing me off lately. But we're gonna kind of just go over that. We're gonna do a little more of a formality first, like I usually do, which is covering the total market cap, covering Bitcoin, Ethereum. I think I'm just gonna cover those three. I'm not gonna overshoot it today. And I guess if you want to stay afterwards, you can kind of just go with me through the vents and frustrations of the market because you got people that just don't know how to trade, thinking they're better than you, thinking that you are coming off as rude or confrontational when you're really trying to not be. Like you get pushed around and then you try to fight back and all of a sudden you're the one that's the problem. And some of those things I'll go into detail, but some I won't. But a short summary of that is the market's not what you think it is. You got a lot of bad actors around there. A lot of your favorite influencers are, um, not good traders, not good people. Um, I can go on and on, but and this is why I try to, I know I'm not the best educator, I'm not the best trader myself necessarily. I try to be. I've had success, of course, but it's not like I try to come with a humble position. Because when I first started in 2017, like there was a lot of people that claimed a lot, and it turns out most of those people are fake and phony, and and I don't want to say that dramatically, honestly. Like they're the people, you see people with a high follower count, high influence, things like that. That they're just regular people. There's nothing special about them. Some of them don't even have any money. They just got popular at the right place at the right time. They circle jerk their way up the ladder, and they're not any better than you. They're not. I'm not saying that they're necessarily bad people, although there are bad people out there. There are people that you probably should not listen, and including me, by the way. Don't listen to me just because I'm some random guy with a Star Lord avatar. Okay, I'm a glorified redneck from Missouri. Okay, I grew up out in the country. It was a population of 700, and then I moved to a big city when I went to college, and then I visited an even bigger city when I met my wife. Okay, so I've been around as far as environments to live, things like that. But that doesn't mean like I'm somebody special just because I've got 9,000 followers, which isn't even that much. So keep in mind, like you got people right now, and one person that I follow that I think very highly of um, has claimed this as well. Like there's people that are shilling small caps, like very, very, very small micro caps, and these people are making money off of you. You're their exit liquidity, and I say this because if you're listening to me, for the 30 people that will probably actually watch this video, um, be smarter. Don't be deceived. Okay, don't be deceived. Put in your due diligence, and I say that in regards to me as well. Don't just believe everything that I say. Okay, like I said, I'm just a dumb redneck from Missouri. I'm not any more special than anybody else. Okay, I'm just a mortal man that can live and die just like you guys. So don't think too highly of some of these people when all they really did was just fake their way up. They block people as they go. They put themselves around other jerks to make themselves feel better about themselves. They go on vacations at your expense. Um, or not even just vacations. They go to Dubai. All these little things, all these little flashy things, right? Like, you got all these stupid fake partnerships, announcements of announcements. This is all a joke, right? Like a lot of this stuff. I mentioned a tweet earlier today. Like this market's crap. Like not the price itself, but just the whole ecosystem. Like I retweeted somebody today. Like they've been here for 10 years, and after 10 years, it's like all we have is gambling, basically. And it's pretty terrible, honestly. Like I thought better than this for the crypto ecosystem, and I'm losing faith in the ecosystem. I really am. Um, I've mentioned this a couple months ago that I think that this might be my last cycle, and I don't even know if I'm even going to make it through this cycle. The way things are going, the way things are, just people are just rallying you up for no reason. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting more popular, or or what, but like I literally am doing nothing other than what I've been doing, and now all of a sudden that's a problem. So I've, for me, it's not just like I've looked at things and it's not like I've looked at the market and I'm just pissed off at other people. Like, no, people are coming to me pissed off at me, okay, over just, it's various things. It's other accounts, just causing unnecessary strife. Sometimes it's followers, sometimes it's not followers, sometimes it's, you got people calling you, retarded and things like that. Like, I'm not gonna have it, and it's just like I'm not a dang high schooler, okay? Like I got my own life, I got my own family, and my own special needs son too, by the way. So that comes a little more on the nose. I'm not insulted necessarily, but that's a little on the nose to me, and that's just something I don't want to tolerate. Like I'm not a pushover, okay? Um, I know I appear that way because I try to be nice. I've got tons of messages. I do get tons of nice messages. I honestly, in the past, where it's like you're just such a nice guy. Like why are you like this? I'm starting to begin to wonder why I am, because a lot of people out there are um, worthless. I'm trying to restrict some of my word selections, but um, it's starting to fail me because the market, this ecosystem sucks. A lot of people in it are only in it for themselves. Like I know complete idiots that just have high. I mean, last year is a perfect example, right? You got some of the biggest honchos in the space, like fooling you guys, right? FTX, Celsius, all these other people, all these, all the names, right? All these people have billions and billions of dollars, and they're taking advantage of you and your money, and they looked at some hot shots, right? Well, that's also on a smaller scale as well. Like you got people that they think they're better than you. They really do, and you try to confront them. You try to, whether it's for me, it's whether it's a quote unquote influencer, um, or a company or a VC partner that I've worked with before, or maybe not have worked with, or tried to have worked with. They just think that they're better than you. I've had two related to the business I have. Like I've had one guy that is apparently some hot shot. I've never heard of him in my life. He goes to crypto conferences all the time. Never heard of him. He's not in the anonymous crypto circle. But I got completely made fun of on a call, pretty much telling me I'm worthless, pretty much saying that I'm only in the position I am because I've got friends in the same spot, and I don't know anybody from the crypto world. I've never met anybody from the crypto world. This is almost like a double life for me, right? So it's a little insulting in that regard. And then I had another one just kind of cheap shot me for some quotes, and then wondering why I'm not producing. Well, yeah, you're paying pennies when I shouldn't even have accepted the job, right? But you also got you got accounts that think they're hot shots, posting a bunch of BS, and don't believe it. Just don't fall for that, okay? Like this is why I made the academy, right? Like I could make more money off of this than I could, right? I charge $540 for 3 months. That's actually not that much considering how much content I have. Like, just to give you an example, like some of the guys, this is a 12-week course, and we are on week 10. Some of the people in the academy are still on week 4. That's how much content that I've given. And so ideally, I probably should have charged double. And that's one reason for the new academy. I'm probably going to offer less content for a discounted price because I feel like that's a better ratio of content for people. It's not necessarily the price. It's because the content is actually too much. And shame on me for trying to oversell something that can be valuable for somebody else. Well, as somebody else is trying to scam you and nickel and dime you out of things and scam you out of things that are not good for you. Like, there's a reason why most people that have products to sell, they're selling it because you are the product, right? And that's always been a danger for me. I don't want to be that. Like, I do want to offer a high quality educational service platform, whatever, right? We know the whole, like, it's not financial advice crap. It's not about that. Like, I come from this honestly from an educational standpoint. So I teach people how to trade. We've had 3 courses over risk management. We talk about I'm getting ready to record a video. Part of this is releasing my venting and frustration so I can record a video later tonight about how to find small caps and how to research to find gems. And these things, you don't get taught these things, right? Like, these people that have high follower counts just say, here, buy this, buy this, buy this. Oh, by the way, I've bought this, right? Don't be an idiot, okay? And I'm not saying that to insult anybody that listens. I'm saying that because you need to understand, if somebody is telling you any kind of coin, any kind of chart, any kind of anything, they have a vested interest. And if it's a small cap especially, they've already bought in. Okay? And that goes for me too. If I mention a small cap, you should assume that I've bought in. But there's a fine line between people that share it because they're honest about it and people that don't. Like, I share small caps in my Telegram. I've got 984 people in my Telegram, and it's semi-private. Like, you can join at any time. I share thoughts about 2 to 3 times a week, not very often, but that's where I present my small caps. And sometimes I don't even tell you how to join. Like, you just gotta find it. I mean, it's in my bio in my Twitter, but it's not like I don't link it on my YouTube or things like that. Like, you gotta find it yourself. And I don't say that as like, oh, you have to find it, like, good luck. It's just like, if you're interested in my content, you will naturally gravitate towards that, right? So I don't flaunt small caps on Twitter because I know that's my main audience. And I don't want people to buy things that they may not be necessarily having not the willpower, but just like the discipline to hold that. For me, it's like any small cap I buy, I'm willing to let go to zero. But I usually hold it until it goes to zero, which I've had probably 10 of them go to zero. I haven't bought that many small caps, maybe like 20. 10 of them probably went to zero, maybe 15, I'd say. The other 5 made it to like 1,000 to 3,000%. So I've had success in it, right? But it's not like I don't flaunt that. And a lot of you got people with 200, 300, 400,000 followers sharing these small caps, and you are their exit liquidity. I know that. So, but it's not just about that. It's just people in general. I'm really just upset about this. I'm discouraged. I hate the space sometimes. It's a growing space. I'm increasing my hatred for this space just because you've got whether it's traders. It's not just traders. I'm not even thinking about any one group, right? It's traders, it's VCs, it's just hotshot CEOs that think they're all that, and they're not. They got like a freaking high school degree, and now they're flaunting some token equity project, and now they think they're a bunch of hotshots. Okay, like no, you're not. Like you realize I've worked for my business like 120, 130 projects just like yours. So I've seen it all. Like I've seen those people behind the scenes. I've seen VCs behind the scenes struggling and totally faking everything, and I got out of that. I've seen people try to rug pull behind the scenes, and it's a terrible thing. And I've seen accounts completely just BS people, and I'm just so sick of it. Everywhere I go, at every corner of this ecosystem, is has the same DNA, and it's just not who I am. It's not okay. The hardest thing for me is knowing that there's a lot of money that can be made. There is, and there's things that I could do that aren't necessarily illegal, but they are immoral to me. Like things that I could make a lot of money if I really wanted to, but um, it goes against my conscience, and that's not something that I want, right? So I don't know. To me, there's a certain point where money is not. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't. There's certain things I wouldn't do for $10 billion, for $50 billion, right? Like you name the price, I still wouldn't do it. It's not about that. And I've seen a lot of jerks, and it's consistent. The more that you deal with people, like when I first started, when I first started crypto in 2017, like when I first started, first few millionaires I ran into, because you got to understand, like I'm just a stupid redneck from Missouri. I grew up poor. When I first started crypto, I had maybe $50 to my name, and so somebody from a different place with a few $1,000,000, $10 million, whatever, that was a shock to me. And but they were a bunch of jerks, and guess what, the company that I worked for, that was called Hydrogen Labs, I worked for them. They got charged by the SEC last year, and so no, it's not worth jail time. I don't care. Your money does not impress me anymore. So right now, I know a lot of accounts personally. I know them on a first name basis, that have 7 figures or more, and some of them are nice and some of them are not. But I also know a lot of anonymous people that have 10 million, 50 million, sometimes even 100 million, and it doesn't matter. It's the same, So, I know a lot of people too. Most of my clients now are 7 figure. That's like the minimum, right? And so, like, the more they go up the ladder, the more jerkish they get. They do. And so, I just don't understand it. I don't understand why you got to be a jerk. Like, you've made it. Like, some of these guys, like one of the guys I talked to last week, he has a $2 billion client. And I've had, my biggest client's been 250 million. So it's not that far away from 2 billion. It is, but it isn't. But it is for amount, but not for scaling. So, but why do you gotta be a jerk? Like, this is one of the biggest jerks I've ever met. Like, some of the biggest jerks I've ever met in this space have so much insane amount of money. But do you imagine, like, keep in mind where I came from. Can you imagine being just a jerk like that? Like, what's the point? Like, does money not satisfy you? Apparently not. Why are you even in this space if you've already can retire? Why are you still here? You got more money to retire your entire family and your kids and your grandkids, but you're still here bugging the piss out of people. Why? Your money's apparently not satisfying you. Your life's not satisfying you. You're a sorry little, jerk that doesn't care about anybody. So why are you here? For me, money used to be very important to me, and now it's not. Like, I just don't. I grew up without money, so why do I need it? it's more complicated than that, but like I've learned to not be defined by my money. And so, and I went from having two figures to six figures. So, um, I've been, I haven't been all the way up the ladder, but I don't really care that I do or not anymore. I don't care about a lot of these things. I don't care about a lot of the space anymore. It's tedious. It's exhausting. Like jerk after jerk after jerk, and it's always the same. It's always like CEOs or co-founders, or it's always like the top three positions of any company or influencer or anything, right? And it's so stupid. It's so dumb, and it's so childish. And I'm just really tired of it. I'm tired of posting charts online. I'm tired of doing analysis. I'm tired of the messages of insults and threats and everything. It's waking up to sometimes I wake up to 500 plus messages. And part of that's me double dipping in the trading world and in the business world of crypto. And honestly, they're both just as they're both just as stupid. They really are. I mean, you could probably tell in my voice I'm just exhausted of all this. But the anonymous crowd is a little more sporadic and rude. Um, but the business world can be pretty abrasive too. They try to hide under this like phrasing, like they basically tell you that you suck in a professional way or something. I'm like, I just call it like it is. Like I'm my own damn business owner, okay? I'm my own damn person. I can trade full time. I have my own business, so I can tell people to screw off. Okay, I'm not afraid to do that because I don't need one particular person anymore for my business or my full time. Okay, I'm not concerned. My money flow is diverse enough where I don't need to be concerned about that. So, and people don't like that. People don't like when we live in a time now where, and this has been the case, honestly. I've literally had big time, quote unquote, influencers. I hate using that word even. Block me after just one disagreement because they don't want their lies to be shown. Okay, so they just block people that disagree with them or call them out, and then nobody sees it. Real people like you don't see it because they've blocked people like me that have tried to whistleblow. Um, and whistleblowing puts a target on your back. Disagreeing with these people gets a target on your back for no reason. For no reason. For telling the truth. Okay? And you wonder why I'm getting tired of this. I'm honestly thinking about just going back to a typical work life because I've just had it. It's very discouraging, and I don't have the time for this anymore. And I don't know. I'm just done with it. So, um, I don't know. So, but these people are just going to keep doing what they're doing. I guess I'm a fool for trying to help people, I guess. Um, I've tried to help people all my life, and it hasn't gotten me anywhere. And I don't know why I do it. I don't. So I guess if you already hear, I meant to vent after the analysis, but I guess I'm already done. So kind of go over this. So for the weekly, we're up a little bit, but this is a little deceptive because we're kind of in the first 4 hours of the day. Usually, we get a pump going after the close. Usually, it ends up fading, and so let's see if we can just erase all this for now. Sorry, I'm just not feeling it today. But last week we had a bearish candle for the first time in about 4 or 5 weeks. It's still close inside, so the range I'm looking at is just roughly like something like this here, where we're kind of in between. We did break above the top of this range, but we went back below, so I'm still going to count that as part of a swing high order block section of all of this. So we're kind of stuck between the 1.5 trillion and the 977 billion range. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I believe the weekly is a 200 EMA trend. So we closed at we touched the high at the median line for the Average trend, but we closed below. I guess the closing. Actually, that was the open. So for 2 weeks now, we've been held below the 200 EMA. So I think that is of importance. So with all this, I think that we'll probably touch down to this range right here. So it looks like about a drop of 3%. So nothing really to care about. For the liquidity, we've had the buy here. I think it was on the 2 week as well. Yes. So we had the divergence I mentioned back. I mentioned this back then too, and nobody freaking believed me. Okay, and I'm really pissed about this kind of crap because I was right. Okay, and I still got made fun of for it. Never got any engagement for it. Not that I care about that anyway, but I was right about this crap. Okay, and you just get crapped on. Okay, so why do I even do this, right? I've got videos from freaking 2 months ago showing that I've had this panned out for weeks, okay, even a month long, and everybody ridiculed me. And for what? What is that? Why do I do that? Why? I don't even know why I'm even doing this anymore. And this is still continuing, right? We have the divergence here. We got the AO that's leading upwards. So this is a high time frame divergence that's still in play. Like, yes, it's played out at this part, but we still have a follow through to take care of for this. So I still think this is going to go up more. I'm not saying it's necessarily going to go up right away. It might take another month, even 2 months to pan out, okay? But the point is like, this is something that I've told everybody for months now, and I got very low engagement for it, so nobody even cared, and the people that did care to even comment just said how much of a fool I was. And now most of those people are wrong, okay? And now they're trying to buy in right now when the dip is trying to start happening. And now, what's the point? Okay, I'm trying to help you guys by doing this analysis, and it doesn't do me any good. So I don't know why I even do this, but anyway, if we go to the daily, we got touch back in on the band. We got a 3. This is all my Apex stuff, but I'll just leave it on here because I just don't care. We got the triple supply, so we got like a stack supply going on, which means that we have some sell pressure going on. And what this also means, if the price does decide to go up, it's going to go up much more violently than it would otherwise, because we have so much supply being stacked that if the stack gives way, it's just going to impulse straight up. And so we could go much higher. I don't really want to quantify this on the total market cap, but that's kind of the idea. So based off of my experience, when we get a triple liquidity signals like this and the divergence, we usually range. And so I can see, honestly, being in this section for like, I don't know, March, basically. I can see us ranging for the next 30 days minimum. And I think that's going to frustrate a lot of people. That's another thing. I tell people, focus on the high time frame. Like, let's just go back to Bitcoin, right? Like, we got the 200 freaking EMA right here, and nobody even cared about that either. And like, look, We bounced. We bounced from that. And yeah, we might be returning to it, but we bounced from that. Look at these very simple things that I've been trying to tell people. And like, don't waste your time day trading this crap. Don't look at the dang FOMO meetings, the CPIs, all that. I've been telling that. That's another thing I've been telling people about. Like ever since like September, like stop focusing on the meetings because they're basically priced in because so many people are doing it. When you have a mob mentality like that, the entire aspect of what that is goes away, and it's not important anymore. Okay, that's the whole point. The more people that people get sucked in, the less valuable it's going to be. And Bitcoin is proof of this. So if we look on, let's just look on the the 3 week chart, whatever, just some bullcrap time frame. So put this into play, and now look at this, right? So during its inception, you had like two people involved, right? So from the top to that, it was 26,000%, right? 25,000%, right? So from the bottom of that to the next run up was a little bit more, 26 got in popularity. From this one to here, you had 6,500, way less, right? So it's like 75% less. Because more people got involved and there's more price in to the asset, you would think that more people would cause a higher influx of price, but it's actually less because more people are involved. So you got more liquidity, so it's going to go up and down more, right? And you're going to have the ETFs and all that crap, right? So it's the opposite of what people think it is, and that's always historically been the case. So if we look at the bottom, from the top here, it was only 13, which is almost 75% of the 6,400, right? Not quite, but you see what I'm saying? Like, it's going to get less over time. So a lot of people are thinking like, oh, we're going to go, we're going to go, we're going to skyrocket, right? No, we're not. We aren't going to 4 million Bitcoin right now, at least right now, right? I don't think we're going to go that high. It's already been 10 years. We never know what's going to happen, right? But at the same time, the more people that get involved, the more complicated it's going to be. And, like, this is also why what frustrates me about the S&P. Like, you guys should not look at the S&P 500 that much because it's a stock index. It's not a risk asset like Bitcoin is. And you guys have been following it since the pandemic, and it's causing you guys to psychologically get warped. It's causing you guys to psychologically warped out of all this. So, do what you want. I'm not necessarily trying to stop anybody, but it just is what it is. So on the daily, we went back into the band. I had this panned out as something that I think that could happen. I still think that it could happen, but it needs to needs to play into it needs to play out really quickly, right? So if not, I think that we're going to visit 21.3. I've been very active to talk about this in my other channels. I think we're going to hit somewhere in the red. If we break below this trend band, I think that we're going to just go straight to 21.4, 21.3. So, and that's pretty much your analysis for that. We can just go ahead and go to Ethereum. So Ethereum, we got kind of this cluster here. I've mentioned this in my private group that we kind of got this consolidation cluster, but no real tangible way to like identify this on a trend. Like, it could be a wedge, possibly, but I'm not super convinced of that. We do have this kind of swing high order block here that we've maintained resistance with, and so this is something that we could look at. Kind of looking at the trend of this and combined with the SHAB, and so a break of this, I think we go to 2,000, and a break below, I think we just touch back on the 200 at 1520. See, and a lot of these scenarios, they're not, they go like, they fluctuate like 5 or 10%. So like, honestly, like, don't waste your time trading this crap, okay? Like, this is the year to build up your positions. This is not the year to actively trade. That's next year, okay? This year is where I'm buying my positions and I'm just holding them, okay? And, and just trying to stave off from the drawdowns, right? So um, that's basically it. 4 hour looks a little weak here. Might be kind of a distribution again. I'm waiting for this trend line on the daily, so that's pretty much it. So not quite too heavy on the analysis today, but we're kind of just hanging around with this, right? And so the AI coins they're going pretty crazy right now. Sky's the limit with this, I think. Got sell signal maybe. It's got 3 hours to play out, but I think I don't know, I think overall it's a good narrative to have. I think it's going to um, stay in play for a while, and so I don't know. That's just my analysis for the day. Sorry you had to listen to my rant, but I don't know. I'm just tired of the space. I think um, if I get 2 or 3 more instances like this, I think I'm just gonna delete my account probably. So kind of feeling defeated. I don't seem to care anymore. Um, people people want to lie to people, and and honestly, there's some due diligence on the other side too. Like some people enjoy being scammed. I think honestly, or in a weird twisted way. I think there's some weird twisted dream about crypto, and I think that and don't get me wrong, I think it does bring opportunity, but I think people don't seem to reason miss that opportunity, and so that causes them to. People have this weird. There's been some people that enjoy being scammed. I was just thinking about a project like 3 years ago called Scroll. I pretty much called out a bunch of people on that, and they made fun of me. Well, guess what? They got charged with the SEC too, and so it's like I got made fun of for something that the they literally got into legal trouble with. So it's at what point does this matter? So anyway, I digress. I'm sure this video might get me in trouble, but I just don't care. So just have a good day and try to. If you got loved ones, just give them a hug or something. I don't know, but I'll just see you next time.